Oh, now you gonna start me from the top? Let's...
When you're having fun, when you're having fun, yeah. Out the window. Find some time to do something. Find some time to do something. Find some time to do something. Whoa, whoa. Boredom got a new best friend. 'Cause boredom got a new best friend. Boredom got a new best friend. Oh, no, 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 no. Find some time to do something. Find some time.
Boredom. Boy, my bedroom flow is a serial burial. I'm serious. I ate them all. Dry boxes, bodies, yeah, I call them. If we're talking about real meals, that's my stomach, he ain't saw 'em. I've been in this fucking room so long, my eyeballs are turning to drywall. My friends suck, fuck 'em, I'm over 'em. Hi, y'all ain't hit me all day. What the fuck is the problem? Is it me? Cause I'm not solved. I'm bored.
Find some time to do something. Find some time to do something. Find some time to do something.
Bored and getting desperate as hell. Cellular not amusing and I hope someone well. Message me with some plans that are amusing as well. Cause I haven't seen the exit of these walls since before this morning. Got some cars I can handle, but nowhere for performance. My stomach angry and yelling. I need some food I can order, but I hate eating solo. Need someone we can lauder in parking lots at sunsets at the border. Yeah, ringy dingy dong, I can't be alone. I've been starting to feel like I don't know anyone. So now I'm staring at my ceiling, fucking going. I ain't knowing no idea where I'm going. Damn, gotta get out of here.
All right. All right. Sorry. All right. Welcome to the first real episode of Master on Talks. We are here. We are ready. It is in the middle of a football day. So that is going to be dope. So, as you can see, our first thing that we're going to talk about is the first real episode of Master on Talks. I'm going to hit it on one slide, and I'll take it from there. So, let's go to slide 1. No? Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is my sports podcast. We are going to do this today. We're going to do this some other times. Then you're going to be able to view the live stream after it happens. And you know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to take some clips of the stories I say and upload them on separate days. Or later in the day. I do not know when. It is my decision. But yeah. So, yeah. We have our agenda today. I got my computer. I got my mic. I am ready for this. I hope y'all will enjoy a lot. Whew. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was just my first little introduction. So now, whenever that happens, what I do is I'm going to highlight my thing, and I am going to highlight it so we know that we finished that. Boom. Highlighted. So let's head right to number 2. I really feel like this is the movie Any Given Sunday in real life. Literally. So a couple weeks ago, it was Dak. We all saw his ankle thing. And if you didn't, I recommend you don't go back and look at it. Unless you're sort of weird like me and you want to. But if you don't, that's okay. Long story short, Dak Prescott busted his ankle. So, Andy Dalton, what the heck? Andy Dalton, who was their backup, let me just go in here. He came on in. So, good old Andy Dalton, who was the Bengals quarterback last year, came in. Now, why did the Bengals get rid of Andy? Because they drafted Joe Burrow with the number 1 overall pick. So, Andy Dalton's the backup quarterback on the Cowboys. And if you saw anything about what happened this game, you could have possibly saw the traumatic head injury, I'm guessing. I don't know if it's traumatic. I know it's a head injury. But, yeah, he got a head injury. Hit in the head really hard. And then he was out. And this person nobody's ever heard of before, 3rd-string quarterback, comes marching in. Ben DiNucci. Was he just there to finish the game because the Cowboys were losing by a lot of points and they thought they were just going to lose the game anyways? I don't know. Will Andy Dalton be injured next week? And will the future of the Cowboys actually be in the hands of Ben DiNucci? We will see. Will Ben DiNucci be any good? I don't know. But in my opinion, he's like one of those people who is just this 3rd-string quarterback that no one has expectations about. And he just comes in and he's really, actually, really good. So I really hope he's really good. Let's see. If you're a Cowboys fan out there, what is your opinion? But otherwise, I'd say I feel like this is kind of like a movie. Like, 1st string injured, 2nd string injured, 3rd string in. Will he do good? I don't know. And that was actually really quick. I did not expect that to go that quickly. So that is another highlight thing. Oh, no. Okay, good. And highlight. National Tight End Day. National Tight End Day is today. National Tight End Day. And for those of you who do not know, which I'd assume pretty much most of the people would know, but if you don't, let me just give you an explanation. So, in offense, you know, there's the offensive line who stand in front of the quarterback and try to prevent the defensive people from going in and sacking the quarterback. And any position could really do that, but the offensive line does that full time. Then you have your receivers. Your receivers run the routes so that the quarterback can throw the ball to the receivers. What is the tight end? I'd say the easiest way to describe a tight end is halfway receiver, halfway offensive lineman. Tight ends are pretty big dudes. So they're like big dudes. They're not like husky big, like they're slower than receivers, except DK Metcalf is just a beast. But aside from DK, tight ends are usually slower than receivers and bigger than receivers. But they can catch the ball and they're actually sort of fast. Like George Kittle and Travis Kelce, they're both really fast tight ends. And there's Rob Gronkowski. And Gronk was one of those tight ends who put in a name for himself. So he's like that one tight end that everybody knows about pretty much. He's like this big dude, Gronk. He's famous. He won a couple Super Bowls with Tom Brady. He went to the Bucs after retiring for a year. Is he good now? I don't know. But I know for sure that once upon a time he was great. Now, if you watch the pregame show or the halftime show sometimes, you will see this man named Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez was a tight end on the Chiefs and the Falcons. I'm not sure if he was a tight end on any other team. And he was one of the best. He was a really good tight end. Again, he didn't really define the position. If he played today, he wouldn't have as much, but when he played, he was like the really fast guy, the route runner, like that. Who else was a good big tight end? I'm pretty sure Mike Ditka was a tight end. I'm gonna look that up really quickly. I think he was a tight end. What position was Mike Ditka? Tight end, yeah. So I was right. Mike Ditka was a tight end, and he was really good. But I'm pretty sure not many people knew of him as a tight end as much as a coach on the Chicago Bears in 1985, I'd have to say. But he was a tight end as well. And then there are also two tight ends on the Bears that I would like to talk about. That I think is one of the most amazing duos that could ever be in the NFL. I don't know if it's the most amazing players, but I'm saying it's the most amazing duo. The Chicago Bears, Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet. I'm sorry about Demetrius Harris and J.P. Holtz. They're not in the conversation, and if you're not a Bears fan, you probably don't know who those guys are. So we'll keep it that way to keep things shorter. Jimmy Graham was drafted to the Saints a while ago. He played great on the Saints. He went to, it was either the Seahawks or the Packers then. I think he went to the Seahawks before the Packers. But he went to the Packers. I don't know if he went to the Seahawks, actually. But he did good on the Saints. Then he sort of was a little injury prone. So he went to the Packers. On the Packers, he was a little washed up. But he was still pretty decent. And then the Packers put him in free agency. And the Bears signed him this year. And he has done ridiculously good on the Bears. He's got some good blocks. He's gotten a lot of touchdowns. And he's a veteran. 10 plus years. And then, with our 43rd draft pick in the 2020 draft, we selected tight end Cole Kmet from Notre Dame. So, at that point was when the Bears had like 10, 15 tight ends, and people are like, the Bears drafted a tight end. Why would they do that? They brought in a tight end. They have all these tight ends. So we started narrowing down our tight end room. And the main two that everybody was talking about was Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet. Both who, in my opinion, I was talking about too. So we had those guys. And Jimmy Graham, as I said, in the first couple of games, he did outstanding. And here's what I think the Bears offense and Matt Nagy's trying to do. they're putting Jimmy Graham at the number 1 spot. So Cole Kmet, from what I've seen so far, his play style is sort of similar to Jimmy Graham. So Cole Kmet can go ahead and follow Jimmy Graham and what Jimmy Graham does. So Cole Kmet has been mainly blocking for the first couple of games. And then when it was goal line after one of the most perfect Bears drives I've seen last week against Carolina, we run a double slant route. We put Jimmy Graham to block so that we have Cole Kmet going down deep, and then, not deep, but we were in goal line, but he was going in the end zone. And then we had Allen Robinson. I think, who was the other guy? Miller was going in too. So we had double slants. So we had 2 slants one way, and then Cole Kmet going the other way. So the Panthers defense kind of focused a lot more in the receivers, so they went into, because they were in zone coverage, right? So Cole Kmet skips right on in there, and there's a wide open gap. Foles throws the ball. It's a good throw. Cole Kmet jumps up. All the cornerbacks and safeties all see the ball's coming towards him, so they run. He catches the ball, both feet in the end zone, touchdown. They tackle him, but after he's already in the end zone. And that was his first touchdown. And I saw this moment. It made me so happy. Cole Kmet walks onto the sideline, and there's Jimmy Graham. And Jimmy Graham was so thrilled to see Cole Kmet get a touchdown. Does Jimmy Graham think Cole Kmet is a younger him? I don't know. But what I think is we're trying to mentor Cole with Jimmy. And that moment where Jimmy saw that what he was doing might have been working, what it had been for the first 5 games might have been working, that Cole Kmet grabs the ball and scores his first NFL touchdown, Jimmy Graham looked so excited. And that's the point of that. And that's my National Tight End Day story. After the break. I didn't mean to say after. I meant to say see ya after the break. You know.
Yeah.
Weezy out
Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, that shit is lethal, dog. Who you see? What? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it down, you gotta show me what you gotta do. Bring the clip back empty. You asked to see the ball, so they sent me, dog. I just broke her off with a 10-piece, dog. There ain't nothing, I'm just being friendly, dog. It's just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how the fuck you gotta do it. If you really wanna fall till you fall when you're back against the wall. And a bunch of niggas need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk caught me in a hard way. Got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you loving magic, not all shade. Still going bad on you anyway. Whoa. I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Jason Terry. Whoa. Richard Millie cuss a Lambo. Known to keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real. She said, oh, you rich. Bitch, I graduated, call me Big Fish. I got Lori Hurry on my wish list. That's the only thing I want for Christmas. I've been
have my way out here, yeah, no, that's facts. You ain't living that shit you said, yeah, we know that's cat. You ain't got the ass in when you see me, no, I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going back.
Just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't go playing ball, but I'll show you how the fuck you gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when you're back against the wall. And a bunch of niggas need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night, but did it broad day.
All right. That was a couple minute break. Yep. Dodgers, Rays, thoughts. We were talking about NFL for a while. Let's take a little baseball break. Also, I'm going to bring you guys, everybody, I'm going to bring y'all our NFL scores really quickly before I go launched in. Right now, Buccaneers, Raiders tied up at 7, 15 minutes in the second quarter. Chiefs are beating the Broncos 7-0, 8:20 in the first left. Niners beating Patriots 7:56 in the first. Chargers beating Jaguars 3-0, 9:37 in the first. Also, if you didn't see the final results of the games earlier, was the football team beat the Cowboys 25-3. Lions beat the Falcons 23-22. Saints beat the Panthers 27-24. Browns beat the Bengals 37-34. Bills beat the Jets 18-10. Packers beat the Texans 35-20. Steelers beat the Titans 27-24. And that was your NFL score update. We are going to now be talking about the wonderful sport of baseball. All right. Let me find out. So, if you didn't know, this year in the 60-game season, past the playoffs, we are already a little bit, I think, midway-ish into the World Series. Right now, we're in Game 5. And it's tied up 2-2 between the LA Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, in general, I am just a Clayton Kershaw fan, but aside from Clayton Kershaw, I sort of want the Dodgers to win, but it's not like in football, if the 49ers are playing the Packers, I hella want the Niners to win, right? Because I hate the Packers. Dodgers and Rays, that's an exciting matchup. I mean, I'm pretty fine with both of those teams. So, yeah, it's tied up 2-2. I'd honestly favor the Dodgers. And again, let me say this. I know, if you know me, I am not the biggest fan of teams who do so well every year. I don't know if you want to classify the Dodgers as like something like the Patriots. The only franchise I liked that did so well years and years in a row was the Chicago Bulls because I'm from Illinois. But otherwise, I don't like them. I don't know if you want to classify the Dodgers as good every year because, I mean, they've made the playoffs a lot recently. But I'm not sure if it's like good like 6 Super Bowl wins, or for the MLB, 6 World Series wins, or it's good like they had 1 or 2 wins, they made it to the playoffs a lot, they're a good team overall. I don't know. But then again, to make things even less in my favor, the Dodgers, if for those of you who know, I do not like teams that do really good because of one dude especially. I am not the biggest LeBron James fan. He brings like every team he's on to victory. I like Curry. I like Giannis Antetokounmpo. but I'm not a fan of LeBron James. And it's the same exact thing for football. I'm a huge Tom Brady unfan, if that's a word. I'm the opposite of a fan for Tom Brady. And Mookie Betts is on the Dodgers. And I feel like I should feel the same way about Mookie Betts. And I sort of do. And all of these things is like adding up for me to want the Rays to win. But for some reason, I kind of want to see the Dodgers win. I don't know why. Again, it could be because, yeah, the Rays are good, but they're not really much. I mean, the Rays, they're good, but yeah. They're not like Patriots good. They're like that one team that makes it in 1 year. And they do really good 1 or 2 years in a row. And then they have a break. And then they'll do good again. They can never consistently do good. And if by next year, and the year after, and the year after, the Braves, the Rays make it to the World Series multiple times, it is my fault for saying this now. But those are my opinions. Also, predictions-wise, I think the Dodgers will win the World Series. Yeah. Anyways, that was a short thing. I'm going to highlight that. And then I am going to do one of my special events, fantasy football news. And I'm going to see who has highest things. Also, by the way, just cracked open my fantasy football app, and I see number one thing, Le'Veon Bell misses Chiefs debut. Call me crazy, but I have Le'Veon Bell on my team. I benched him. I wasn't sure about Lev. I was not sure about Lev, and sure enough, my opinion is right. So let's see. Nice. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm just analyzing everything really quickly. Jamal Williams looks like he had an excellent game in fantasy today. So he was a good start. So if you had Jamal Williams, that was pretty good, I guess. Let's see. Great. As usual, Devontae Adams racked up 40 plus points. He got 44 points in my PPR league. So, yep, I sort of expected that. Let's see. Josh Allen underperformed in fantasy. He only got 16 points. And Zeke only with 6. Let's see. Breeze did pretty decent. Let's see. Claypool didn't do that good in fantasy. And here's what I don't like. I've seen this, I watched these videos, I saw this video earlier this season, the 8 receivers drafted before DK Metcalf. Where are they now? I stumbled across a video. The 8 receivers drafted before Chase Claypool. Where are they now? Yeah, Chase Claypool was drafted in the 2nd round. Yeah, Chase Claypool had a good game. But what gives you rights to say that he's the best and, all other receivers in that draft failed? I mean, come on. Tyler Boyd did good with 27 points. Yeah. And let's see some other stuff. Nice. Okay. OBJ, was he out? I'm gonna look at his news, because he got 0 points in fantasy. Yep, he was out. Okay, that makes sense. DJ Moore got a lot of points and also did AJ Brown. My fantasy move right now, if you have Le'Veon Bell, bench him for a little. And the number one thing to do, in my opinion, is add him, of course, add Antonio Brown. All right. So, I did add Antonio Brown the day before it came out that he was signing, and a lot of my friends are like, that's dumb. You added Antonio Brown. He's not going to sign with a good team. He's not going to do anything, and funny thing is he's doing good now. So, yeah, that was my little fantasy football little preview. All right. Time for a fun little section here. NBA offseason. Are the articles and mock drafts practical? All right. So I'm going to pull up an article or a mock draft, and I'm going to see everything. And we're going to see if I think whoever wrote it is dumb as heck, or if whoever wrote it is good. So let's see. NBA free agency. Free agency predictions. Just look at this article about free agency. Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo signed a Supermax extension. It's not a fun article to grade, but I definitely would say Giannis Antetokounmpo. He should sign an extension, a contract extension, and stay with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to look at a mock draft so it's more fun to say, oh, this is never going to happen, blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm going to look at the New York Post. NBA mock draft 5.0. Number 1 pick changes. Knicks grab playmaker. All right. So it says number 1, LaMelo Ball to the Timberwolves. Here's my one thing. I'm supposed to be calling these dudes out, but right now I'm just going to ask a question. Do you think LaMelo Ball will be a bust? Or do you think LaMelo Ball will be any good? Like, in my opinion, I sort of think LaMelo is a little bit of a bust, I want to say. And when he gets... Okay, I said reconnecting. I think I had some difficulties, but it looks like I am now back. I'm going to go on for a second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, we're looking good. So yeah, LaMelo Ball. I feel like, I don't know, but would the Timberwolves be confident in him? Or would LaMelo just be like, no one's confident in LaMelo. No. And he'll fall into the second round or into the trenches. I think LaMelo either is going to go top 5 or late first round or second round. But, he might go in the middle. I'm really not sure about LaMelo or where he's going. Number 2, Anthony Edwards by the Golden State Warriors. I'm not sure about that. What position is Klay Thompson? I always forget. Position is Klay Thompson. Simpson. Okay, so he's a shooting guard and a small forward. I'm not sure. Would it be good if the Warriors had triple shooting guards? Or would it be good if they change Anthony Edwards? Or like if the Warriors draft Anthony Edwards, what would they do with him? Like, I guess then again, if Curry gets injured, they'd be a little bit better. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying that the Warriors are not going to pick them, because I think that's highly plausible, whatever, that the Warriors will pick Anthony Edwards. Number 3, Charlotte Hornets, James Wiseman, Memphis. In the perception of being a 3-minute, okay. I honestly think that no words said. If James Wiseman is there, the Charlotte Hornets are taking him. Here is the pick that everybody's like, will he be taken? Who will be taken? Will be taking Obi Toppin? Will they be taking Danny Avdija or Avdia? Will they be taking Onyeka Ngakwu? Who will be taken by the Chicago Bulls at 4? Danny Avdija. He's a small forward. I'm not in love with taking Danny as much as I thought I would be. Because, I mean, looking at his play style, he's kind of like a more offensive Lauri Markkanen in a way. So, I'm not really sure about Danny Avdija or however he pronounces his name. Obi Toppin, though, a power forward, would be pretty good. I mean, we have defense, and I mean, he's good at dunking. I feel like he would balance the team out. And then, Onyeka Ngakwu. The Bulls need somebody who could be like a team leader for if Zach LaVine is out, which is like a lot of the time. Onyeka Ngakwu, he is a center, but I mean, he defends. But he could also hurdle. He also hustles, screens, passes, rebounds. He can dunk. He is great. I think we need a leader on our team. So I would say if I were drafting, I'd draft Onyeka Ngakwu. But who will the Bulls draft? I am honestly not sure. I really don't know. It's kind of a fun segment, but this is going to carry on a lot if I go further. That was our mock draft rating and making fun session. Break. Why do I just say like one word like you're going to understand? We're going to go to a break, and I'll be back in a little.
Welcome to the No Pressure Program.
Good evening. This is Logic. Very happy I am to be back in the United States and back on the network. Even for so short a visit as this one. Back with old friends like
No ID.
who's tonight's director and Nobody argued the point. A lot of people asked us to do it again, so it's gratifying to get the chance us to do it again, so it's gratifying to get the chance now.
No ID.
Personally, I've never met anybody who didn't like
The incredible true
story. Not tonight. What we do have is a thriller. It's half as good as we think it is. You can call it
classic.
quite possibly a little escapade of mine involving a couple of planets, which shall be nameless, is responsible. Doesn't really matter. A story doesn't have to appeal to the heart. It can also appeal to the spine. And with two magic words.
Hey, no pressure. Never graduated, but I school him like professor. Growing up, the world always told me I was lesser. Growing up, the world told me I could not address her. Gangsters put that heat to your head like a hairdresser. If you press an issue on a block.
Hey Logic, Snake here. I hear you're planning world domination through a new form of Metal Gear. Well, listen to me. It won't work.
This liquor that I'm drinking got me thinking about some other shit. Feeling like I'm sinking like Titanic or some other shit. Words to your mothership. Boy, that's that gutter shit. Breaking down the weed to get high as Thomas and Kai. But y'all ain't ready for that shit. That's more like Ultra 85. Memories of powdered milk and roaches in my cereal. Praying at my crew next like cotton material. Never had a car, that's why I hate the fucking bus. Took the 61 to Germantown and hear them guns bust. Call it static. My headphones on, it's Illmatic. On my Rosa Parks in the back, writing like B-Rabbit, how I carry it. Murder the beating and I'ma bury it. Producing tracks for the underground like Harriet. Drop another number one and watch them all get mad again. Memorizing verses like the Vatican, I'm glad again. Empty the clip and then do that again. And now we riding around the city on $1.25. Boy, you better keep your head down if you wanna stay alive. People telling you to stay in your lane, can't even drive. Tell you not to chase your dreams cause they chained to a 9 to 5. Bitch, I'm too alive like twins in a womb. Come hither, consume all of my memories from past and present like two identities. Logic falling off is an obscenity. Top 5 I better be steadily dogging these bitches like I'm a pedigree. Attain class with no degree. Fuck a GED, EBT, and the HOC. Feeling free, yeah, I'm feeling free. But it costs a fee to be the boss, it costs to be. Over possessions like an apostrophe. It's chemical warfare on the block. Who got the rock? A tablespoon of baking soda, leave you shell shocked. Leave the pusher in a cell block and his customer in a box. The government got my pops. The government can't be stopped. I'm a gladiator. This shit right here more like random thought. It's more like.
We interrupt this transmission with a special report.
Yeah. I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside a ghost and hop up in a fan on. I know I'm about to blow, oh, oh, I ain't dumb. They try to take my flow, I take their ass for ransom. I know that I'm gone, they see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I see 2 twin eyes, leave them on a banner. And I got 2 thick thighs, wanna link the gang. I got red, I got blue, what you want? The Chanel, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton. She know I got the Fendi Prada when I belong. I needed me a diorama, I need me the one. I started from the bottom, you can see the way I stung. I want all the diamonds, I want that shit to wear a ton. The op, they tryna lie me, cause they hate the place I'm from. But them niggas don't know me, they just know the place I'm from. I got lots of shorties tryna pull up to my place. But you ain't want me last year, so just get up on my face. They all up in my inbox, so I know they wanna taste. I know they want my downfall, a nigga, are you lace? I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside a ghost and hop up in a fan on. I know I'm about to blow, oh, oh, I ain't dumb. They try to take my flow, I take their ass for ransom. I know that I'm gone, they see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I see 2 twin eyes, leave them on a banner. And I got 2 thick thighs, wanna link the gang. I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside a ghost and hop up in a fan on. I know I'm about to blow, oh, oh, I ain't dumb. They try to take my flow, I take their ass for ransom. I know that I'm gone, they see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I see 2 twin eyes, leave them on a banner. And I got 2 thick thighs, wanna link the gang, yeah.
Hi, we're Native, and we love the word no. No parabens, no...
All right. Oops. Give me a sec. I am going to come in with a score report. scores. Buccaneers-Raiders game is 14-10 with the Buccaneers in the lead. Chiefs-Broncos is 10-6 with the Chiefs in the lead. 49ers-Patriots 7-3 with the Niners in the lead. Jaguars is still 0-3 with Chargers in the lead. And those are all the games playing now. And let me just go here. Number 6. Are the Buccaneers good in real life? Before the season started, the Buccaneers were everybody was so anticipated about them. They got Tom Brady, who was on the same team for 20 years, and he finally left, and he landed on the Buccaneers. They got Gronk. They got Leonard Fournette. They got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, now with Antonio Brown. They're so good on paper, and all of their players were good when their players were in their prime. But are their players any good now? From what we've seen, Tom Brady, he's been pissed at the offensive line. Because for those of you who know, in his prime, Tom Brady was never a running quarterback. And now, he cannot take a hit. He takes a hit. If he's out for good, pretty much. And I don't think he will get re-signed if he's out for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate for him. Which, if you saw the Bears game, which is the only Buccaneers game I actually saw live, Tom Brady, he kept on going down by himself when Khalil Mack passed Tristan Wirfs, which was guarding Khalil Mack most of the time, and he did not want to take a hit. But as that's a little bit about the downside of Brady. And so Brady cannot run. Brady is not what he used to be, but he still has a pretty good arm. I mean, again, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans have been a little bit iffy through the season. They've been out a lot, and he's been mainly using Ronald Jones because Leonard Fournette was out too. So it's really been Tom Brady and the Buccaneers without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. But that was really who it was that I saw. But when Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are healthy, I think that they're going to be able to aid Tom Brady a lot and aid themselves, because right now they haven't done too much this season yet, in my opinion. Gronk. For the first 5.5 games, Gronk was a blocking tight end. He didn't get many passes, and not big ones either, until a rookie tight end, the first tight end selected, a rookie tight end, the same game he scored his first touchdown. Gronk scored his first touchdown of the season, which was, I think, maybe around the 100th touchdown from Brady to Gronk. And that sparked the question. Before that, I'm like, well, there's no way Gronk is still in. I mean, but if we think about this, Gronk announced he was retiring in the end of the 2018 season when the Patriots beat the Rams. He was in decent shape, past his prime, but he was still in decent shape. He was doing decent. All of last year, he got out of shape for a tight end. And to start the season off, he tried a lot to get back in shape, but when you're that old, it's a little hard, and it takes longer. So I think he's starting to get in shape and used to it, and I don't think we can grade Gronk until Gronk just shows up. I think he's getting close, but I don't know if Gronk is going to be like a one-season wonder for the Buccaneers, or if this is who Gronk is going to be for at least the season after this. Leonard Fournette, he is barely played. The highlight of the Buccaneers' run game is Ronald Jones. Fournette has been out. Also, adding to the receiver thing, will Antonio Brown do good? We will see. But the Buccaneers' offense right now is flocked with oldness and injuries. And they had to hold it together for these past couple of games. And even now, they have a decent record. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think they're going to do pretty good. So, really quickly, I put score reviews at 7. But I've just been checking in for score reviews like every now and then. So that's a not a life lesson, but that's a lesson for me to not put score reviews into the agenda. But now, I am going to show you guys something in a minute. Sorry for that short break. But now we're moving into something that Bears fans thought was impossible. I'm creating like random words, aren't I? Yesterday in college football, there was a quadruple doink. So for those of you who don't know, in the NFC, it was either wild card or divisional round in 2018. The Bears had the chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. Cody Parkey was our kicker. Then he goes out to kick a field goal. All right? And you know what happened? He went to kick. It hit one goalpost on the one side, the bottom goalpost, and popped out. And we lost that game. Bears fans all over the country, mainly in Illinois, but all over the country were mad. And that's pretty much what a double doink is. A quadruple doink. That was something new. So it was a 57-yarder to win the game. I don't remember what college, but it was a 57-yarder to win the game. It hits the right side, the bottom, the left side, the bottom, and it bounces out. That is so painful. Like, I'm not a kicker, but if I was a kicker, I would be like, come on. Why can't we have it just be a missed kick? It's like so dramatic. The quadruple doinks are like, boom. No, he missed. Or is it? No, he missed. Or is it? No, he missed. Or is it? No, he missed. I mean, dang. Oh, gosh. That is has to be annoying. It just has to be. Jeez. A quadruple doink. So I made that one of my stories. It's just a little short one. Oopsies. Nope. Now we're going on the fun segment. Score predictions. And we're going to do tonight's game. Because that's one of the only fresh games I can predict. And I don't want to predict the Bears game. Because I'm a Bears fan. So I'm pretty much going to say they win. So this is a biased opinion game. Seahawks Cardinals. So I'm going to go over it. We'll start with the offenses. Or no, we'll start with one side of the field and then the other. So the first side of the field is going to be the Seahawks offense and Cardinals defense. The Seahawks have quarter and commander-in-chief dual threat, one of the MVP front runners, Russell Wilson. They have Chris Carson at running back, which is a good running back. They have some insane receivers. They have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are their main guys. And I'm pretty sure Greg Olsen is on the Seahawks. Let me just double check. Fact check, right? Don't count me on it until I say I'm 100% sure he's on the Seahawks. Yep. I'm 100% sure he's on the Seahawks. So yeah, Greg Olsen. Again, to Greg Olsen, I think he is the real definition of a washed up tight end. I mean, he was drafted by the Bears, but then he went to the Panthers, and he did pretty good on the Panthers, and now they cut him, and he's on the Seahawks, and he's not doing as good. So yeah, that's with Greg Olsen. Then we have the offensive line, which I'm not going to go all into. And that's pretty because there are no, star players on the O-line. So that is pretty much all the star players on the Seahawks offense. And that's a pretty good offense. For the Cardinals defense, again, I don't really follow these teams, so I can't count if they're in or not, but they have Chandler Jones at an outside linebacker. They have Patrick Peterson. They have the rookie Isaiah Simmons. And that's about the stars on their defense. All in all, I think the Seahawks offense trumps the Cardinals defense. On the other side of the field, we have the Cardinals trotting in with Kyler Murray. He's 4'2". Kyler Murray as their quarterback. He's also a dual threat. And actually, Kyler Murray's play style to me is pretty similar to Russell Wilson's. So, yeah. We have the Cardinals running backs who aren't that good, but the receiver positions in this game is just insane. On the Cardinals, the receivers are D-Hop and Larry Fitzgerald, which is pretty good. Kyler Murray, when D-Hop was brought in, that just made all Cardinals fans realize, this is our year. We're at least doing decent. I feel like Josh Rosen was the biggest bust, and then they're like, okay, we get number 1 pick. We'll take Kyler Murray. We'll settle down. We'll hopefully have a little bit of a better season, and then we'll start doing free agency moves and trades and drafts and scale it to where we're going to be one of the top teams. And I think that's a good plan. So yeah, those are the big offensive players on the Cardinals. The Seahawks defense contains of Bobby Dubs, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, who I think is out, Shaquille Griffin. I mixed them up a little bit. And there's a lot more. All in all, I think the Cardinals offense will do decent against the Seahawks defense, but for sure the Seahawks offense will blow the Cardinals defense. So, I'm going to play some music while I write my score prediction. And next time we'll check in. All right. Actually, I'm not going to play music because it's going to be a video. So, Seahawks versus Cardinals. I'm going to say the Seahawks at, let's see. So, let's see. Maybe touchdown kick, 7. Touchdown kick, 14. I'm going to say 4 touchdowns and kicks, 28, plus a field goal. So, I don't know why I'm saying those, but I'm going to guess 31 and Cardinals 17. I'm just going to guess 31-17. Next time we will see what I thought right and what I thought wrong. Did the Seahawks win? Was my scoring right? Was my offense and defensive grading right? Was it right? So let's highlight that and move into our last regulated subject on the board. Hit the highlight button. Now no. I hate when I do that. Okay. Why can't I not highlight right? Jeez. Come on. All right. Nope. Did I not highlight that? Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Okay, then. We'll highlight it chunks at a time. Seahawks, Cardinals. Prediction. All right. Now time for the transition. Moving into our last regulation subject, 10. Why does everyone hate the Bears? So, in the Bears' first 3 games, we went 3-0. And that was impressive because most teams were not 3-0 then. We were one of 8. And guess what? People said the Bears suck. And we were like 15 in the power rankings. We lost the next week and we moved down to 18. But the week after, we got a win and another win. And I'm predicting that we go somewhere around the 10-6, 11-5 thing. But people are still saying the Bears suck. People are sort of realizing after Nick Foles' press conference where Nick Foles, he went up and he goes like, all right. Okay? I'm going to say this. He goes like, you could either lose ugly or win pretty. And I mean, no, wrong way, wrong thing. You could either lose pretty or win ugly. And I would rather win ugly every time. Which is the thing. We need to win. People have said this. They say, oh, the Bears suck, but their defense is so good. Foles is good. They suck in the run game, which is true, but like the rest of our offense is decent. I mean, come on. Why do they hate us? If you hate the Bears and you're not a Packers fan or a Lions fan or a Vikings fan, tell me why. All right. So that is the end of our regulation break, and we'll see what we do then. All right. Well, let's just play this part. All right. Okay. Our last segment of the day. Meaning like our last break. We finished everything regulation-wise. So, no. That means we're going to go on to the non-regulation stuff. The Titans have been knocked off the undefeated board, and the Cowboys, what is going on with them? That is our two things that I mainly want to talk about. First of all, the Titans are knocked off the undefeated board. As of now, the only undefeated team that has played this week is the Steelers. Now, we still will see the Seahawks tonight because they're also undefeated. And if they win, that's going to be exciting because they're going to be the NFC's undefeated team. And I would love to see maybe a Seahawks-Steelers Super Bowl. That would be pretty cool. But yeah. The Titans have been knocked off the undefeated board. After the big COVID outbreak, they came back in a couple of weeks ago on a Tuesday night football, the first since the 70s, beat the Bills. They won the next week, last week, against, I don't remember who. But people are like, oh, the Titans are going to win. I said the Steelers would beat the Titans by 3 points. By 1 field goal. The Titans are good. It'll be a very close game. But I said by a field goal. And guess what? That is exactly what happened. So that was crazy. So that's my news. And then the Cowboys. What is going on with them? I don't know. But now I'm going to go look at what the NFL has posted. What have been some of the highlight plays? Because I haven't been watching football. Okay, let's see. So, let's see. Okay. Let me scroll a little back. Okay. So, Jimmy Garoppolo orchestrates early touchdown drive. Let's see to who it was with. Raheem Mostert, I think. Yeah. Mecole Hardman's run set a Clyde Edwards-Helaire breaking tackle run. Nice. Nice, so we had some good stuff. And the Chiefs take Drew Lock to the house. It looks like Drew Lock threw a 6er. Ooh. Okay, so that's football news. I think it's right about halftime, and I'm going to read the scores one last time today. The Buccaneers are leading the Raiders 21-10. The Chiefs are leading the Broncos 23-9. The Niners are leading the Patriots 16-3. The Chargers are leading the Jaguars 16-0. And that is our final score update of the day. Is this it? I don't know. No. One last thing. I'm going to go into fantasy and just double check if there's anything I want to talk about. Okay. So let's see. Current scores. Okay. Yeah. Nothing much, but Antonio Gibson did pretty good today. Just saying. And that's about it. First real episode. Regulation. Play some music and fade off into the sunset. No. Just remember my score prediction. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 31-17. We finished our agenda. Bye, guys.